Welcome back to another episode of Zebras and Crocodiles. In this episode, we're going to continue working on the Ford 9000 here, the cab over. We're going to get the fabric for the seats sewed together, and then I'm probably going to work on repairing the actual seat bases, and then hopefully we can get the seats put together. Before we start on our main task here, I just want to show you some things I've noticed on the truck and some things I'm remedying right now. First thing I'd like to show you is the fuel tank. I had a ball valve and a 90, and as you can see, it's moist and wet. What I'm doing is I'm switching those over to the proper valve, and then I'm putting some Permatex to actually seal it better than the tape. Even though the tape is meant for fuel, it's not working out, so I'll show you the other side here. This is the other side. As you can see, it has the valve I got from Peterbilt, and I have Permatex on the hose. I'm just waiting for that to dry. It takes 24 hours. I'm going to fill the other tank since there's too much fuel in the other tank, and then I'm going to stick it into this tank so I can do the other side, and then I have to wait another 24 hours for it to all seal together, and then I'll just probably open up both tanks. When we get inside the cab here, the thing I'll show, I think I mentioned it before, but I'll just say it for sanity's sake, is I'm needing more buttons so I can finish the buttons in the roof so they don't look like that. The walls, I had special like adhesive that was just for foam and vinyls, and the walls are actually good. What happened is I ran out and the supplier didn't want to give me more unless I made like a business account, and I didn't want to do that just for one project. But the roof, you can see it's separated from the foam. It kind of bugs me right now. I am going to leave it, but there's a light separation there, so I'll have to probably redo the roof, which means the side panels have to come off. Like basically the side panels have to come off for the roof to come off, but there's a light little thing that's bugging me. The thing is this screw pulled. Oh, so I have to go in there, do some detective work, figure out why it pulled out, if it's stripped or if it just wasn't in there good. But again, for me to take this all the way down, I'd have to remove all of that and then that wall. But I'm going to see if I can just sneak in there with the camera or just try to blind screw it back in, because that's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of it for the interior right now. I do need to vacuum it out pretty soon. I hate how there's like a little bit of dirt everywhere. But other than that, let's get working on the seats. Right now, the camera doesn't show it because cameras always fail at smoke and dust and stuff, but there's a good haze of ash in the air because 80% of Alberta is on fire right now. It's no bueno. These are the old pads for the seat, and right here we're working on the new ones. So there's the brown and the black, kind of sewing them together. We got some foam sewed onto the brown just like that one, and then now we're sewing the outside edge, so it'll have the outside edge like this here on this seat, and then we can test fit it onto the foam, and I'll get back to you when that's closer done. These are the bases. They have bearings so the seat can kind of rock back and forth. One bearing was missing and kind of wore that out. I had some skateboard bearings here, which would work almost perfect, but the inside diameter is a little bit too small for these guys, so they are a little bit smaller for the two different bearings, but we'll see. I might fit these in because they're more common, because I can't find a 1-inch bearing, outside diameter 1-inch bearing. Anyways, we'll get these cleaned up a little bit more. I'll show you footage of me prepping these if I haven't already. We'll see. I have to go back in my days to see if I tore them apart in front of you or not. But if I have, I'll show you that right now. We're going to do a cold start without the diesel heater, and you can feel my pain. It's +1 outside right now. Push the clutch in here. These old engines. That's why the first thing I did is I stuck the diesel heater in so I don't have to deal with old engine starts. It does not like me when I cold start it. Still even has frost on the engine.
I really hope that I can vice grip this.
Oh, I ripped it. for this morning is with these old seats. I'm gonna cut out some new stuff here, some new wood, some new plywood, some new fanciness, because these ones are pretty bad. This one isn't actually too bad, actually, but we'll see. I might just do both of them with some brand new wood. It's the one I'm working with. As you can see, all the layers are splitting in it. So I just drew out them, and then I'm gonna move all the hardware over because there is some hardware in it, which should be pretty easy. We should be good. Pieces are now cut. Not the best job I did, but hey, it works. So I'm going to take out these little like locking nuts, and then I'm going to drill the holes in these and put those nuts back in. And I have to take off these plates because these plates are where you can adjust your seat up and down. So I'll need those too, and they just staple in. So hopefully I can just take my stapler and staple it back on. Yeah. So I'm just gonna clean these up a bit and find some new screws for them. I could go to town and get some new ones, but I'm lazy. And these ones are technically still good, so I'd rather use the old ones. You never see them. Okay. Get this right on here. Just like that. Okay. Now that that's on, we're going to modify the bottom seats a little bit here. We might give the seats a little bit of Febreze too, just to freshen them up. But we're just gonna cut down this inside a little bit here, so it flexes a little bit nicer when we stick it in. So fold this inside out. So with the piece that goes on to the foamy part, I'm going to take a little bit of just spray adhesive here. I'm not expecting it to stick, just to kind of hold it so it doesn't slide around. So we'll put a little bit of that on here. Just like that. We'll stick the foam pad on here in the right direction. Make sure it's lined up as good as we can. Oh no, the camera angle's good enough for this, but I'm going to throw the cushion over the seat. So we'll take this long end here, and then it goes over the front, and then over the back. to the front of the seat like that. Those weren't the right thread, but they're in there now. And they won't come out. I have faith. Because, yeah. Next thing on the list is to get these off and then put them back in the proper position here. That's what I want. There's a freaking large cat out here, dude. Go. Got those on. Got these on. I found some screws instead of the staples so they actually hold in. One seat cushion done. Already pre-dirty. Awesome. On to the next. There we go. Seats are slowly coming together. I have to maybe work out this a bit here. That was a mistake at sewing. This one's not too bad, but I think they should be worked in. I guess it's Fifi approved. You approve it, Fifi? Nice new seats? Yeah. Okay, so ran out of thread on doing the seats, so that will be a future issue, a future project. I just have to go to Fabricland and get some more thread. I might have a YouTube short about this fuel tank here. I'll show you. I fixed it so the line isn't so long anymore, and I have the proper fuel thing, so I'll see if I can get that short made up. The white stuff is some sealant because this one was in desperate need of sealing. Anyways, yeah, so I'll get the seats finished another time. I did prep the frames, so the frames are ready to be painted. I'm just going to paint them black, finish the back of the seats, and I can stick those together. And that will allow me to install the seats instead of having that little stool, which is a pain in the butt. The main reason why I switched to the seats is because I can't get at the seat bolts, and some of them, like the nuts, are broken off under there, like that guy there. That guy there. So once I get the heater in here, I won't be able to get to the seat bolts. So I need the seat in to continue with the heater. After the heater, I'm either going to pivot. Well, I have some other stuff in here still that I need to get done. I need to do wipers, but I might pivot over to this outside stuff in a month, in a bit here. So yeah, here's the seats again. I have them all separated, sandblasted. I took the little rockers out so the rockers can be painted. And then I'm on the hunt for some new bearings for the rockers. But yeah, they're good to go into the booth when I have time. Or if my brother has time, they will get painted black. If you enjoyed this episode, leave me a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I plan on doing this in the future. I already did like 26 episodes already, so you... I'm having a stroke right now. I hope you're having a good night, day, whatever it is when you watch this. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. See ya.